Darius, Torrence, and I'm going to give an evolution of myself since we're at the evolution of leadership. Hopefully you all enjoy. The basis of my presentation, I guess, will be, who are you? Very simple question, but it's hard to answer sometimes. If someone asks, who are you? It's like, do you mean where am I from? My race, ethnicity? Do you mean where do I work every day? You know, what people do I spend most of my time with? It's hard to identify exactly what you mean, especially when it's coming from someone you might not know. It gets kind of weird. So we're going to kind of dive into some of the things that help me define myself, because it's not really easy. I have like 25 years of experiences, and it's hard to sum all of that up into, you know, the simple parameters of this is who I am. Some of those 25 years of experiences include, you know, I'm a person that has lived a wealthy and a poor lifestyle. Pretty much everything in between. I've lived great and I've lived pretty bad. I'm a person that's lived with family and friends for the better part of my life, but I've also lived in motels and cars at times. I have also been convicted of felonies. I've been to 2 state penitentiaries here in Ohio, and I've also been to 2 county jails here. Not some of the better highlights, but definitely a piece of me. I'm a person that's taken remote trips to Buchanan, Virginia. A really interesting week. Not a place you really want to go to. You don't hear too much about Buchanan. But, I've worked everywhere from pipelines in Chakota, Oklahoma, to local dining favorites like Hot Chicken Takeover, Ritzy's, you know, a lot of places, I guess. And I now work at the Columbus State Community College.
Hey! Hey!
So we're going to explore some of the themes that help me really explore who I am. And 3 things that I found I always seem to get back to are community, leadership, and identity. In my terms, I guess I'll define all of these. We'll go through real definitions later. But your community is who you surround yourself with. Your identity is who you perceive yourself and present yourself to be. And leadership is the action you take once you identify yourself. So we're going to just explore these things a bit, and hopefully we all take something, all right? The very first, community. Who you put yourself around, or a group of people living in the same place, or having a particular characteristic in common. Pretty simply put, for me, my first community started in Canton, Ohio, northeast corner, that's where I'm from. Not the biggest city, so here at Columbus State, in a year, we usually have about 48,000 students that attend. My hometown has a population of about 35,000, so kind of a small city, but to us it's really big. You know, the people really matter. There's a lot to it. Like I said, started in Canton, but I was raised by a lot more than just the city. You know, I was raised by a really strong family, the Torrances. Right there on 6th Street is where we grew up. My grandpa actually still lives there to this day. Been there for 40-some years. Grew up on 6th Street, and I say community, the Torrances, because I wasn't just raised by my father and my mom. I was raised by my dad, my mom, my grandmother, grandpa, my other grandmother and grandpa are here, my aunts and uncles and cousins. You know, it took a lot to build me to the person I am today, but, you know, it started with that community. Really, that was the first base I had. And there's so many times I can speak of from back in those days. We had like 2 light poles in front of the house that were like 100 feet away from each other. And that was as far as we were allowed to go. So we stayed right there. But right there, our whole world was. So we did everything from just playing football, enjoying each other's time, chasing fireflies at night and stuff. We really could only leave to go to the bakery at the bottom of the hill. And then it was only like for 15 minutes if we could leave. So, but this is my foundation. This is where I grew to understand community. I might not have called it that then, but I grew to understand a sense of fellowship, a sense of, you know, identifying. And yeah, I really, it helped me identify who I was and community did. So some questions for you, I guess. How is your community affecting your goals, interests, and ultimately who you are? Because who you put yourself around is going to vastly determine who you become. Does your community have your best interest at heart? Do the people that you surround yourself with care about you? Very relevant as well. And another thing I didn't put in there is do you have your community's best interest at heart? I think that's pretty important too. And what characteristics with others do you find yourself identifying with? So these are the values. What do you value as a person? In turn, what does your community value? And that says a lot. So our second thing is going to be identity. Identity, as I said in kind of my simple terms, identity is how you present and perceive yourself to be. So the fact of being who or what a thing is what the definition of identity, but I see it as a lot of things. Identity could be just, I'm a black man. I guess I'm identifying as that, but it's the facts as well, you know? Some of the characteristics that I think really make up identity, well, I guess we can get into that. When I was 10 years old, I told you up until I was 10, I really had a good sense of my identity. Really working within my family, within that community, I knew I was Torrence from Canton, I guess. I could always say that pretty much anywhere, and they would know my uncle or my grandpa, or, you know, they would know who I was just by identifying them. And when I was 10 years old, I moved here to Columbus, much bigger city, 2 hours away from home, and the identity started to shift a bit. And I wouldn't say it was immediate. Like when I was 10 until I was about 12, I would still go back to Canton every other weekend. I would still want to, you know, call my dad, call my cousin, see what was happening at home. When I was 12 to 15, I wanted to just hang out with my friends, I guess. Not really bad, but I might skip going to Canton for the weekend so I could go to a football game with my friends, or go to a party. Kind of normal stuff, not really bad, but as time got on, I guess it got worse. I shifted communities and identities. Remember this one specifically is the Thanksgiving of 2013. I was spending it with my friend Christian and his family, the Palmers, because my family didn't really want to be around me at the time. And it was a lot because of the things that the identity I was presenting to the world, and the community I was choosing to be around, kind of caused that. And around that time when I'm alone for Thanksgiving, I'm kind of getting away from my mom's house. I really have to figure out what am I going to do? You know, what exactly am I going to do? And in those alone times, you know, it's a really hard question to ask yourself. Who are you? Not the easiest thing to think about who I am, what I stand for, when I'm not really standing for anything, you know? And this is 2013, like I said, and instead of really asking myself that question and trying to figure it out, like I probably would today, I avoided it. And that led to this time period here from 2013 to 16, probably the darkest years of my life personally. I don't have a single picture in this time to really represent who I am. That kind of says a lot. 2013, as I told you, I wasn't living with my parents anymore. I was indicted on my first, 4 felony charges. I wasn't going to school. It'd been at least 3-4 months since I'd been to class. And I thought I was figuring it out, you know? I was just trying to. Wasn't exactly that. Like I said, I was indicted in 2013. I didn't really handle the situation, so I had to spend about a month in jail in 13. I was released. I was supposed to be doing community service type of thing. Really, I was on probation. I just went on the run for 10 months until the summer of 14. I went down for 3 months again, went on the run again, and by 2015, the judge was basically Judge Kruger, I still remember. He was just kind of, he was done, you know. And the state of Ohio gave me a new identity. 717189. Not at all how I identify myself today, but there was a time when I was identified by this number. This number represented who I was. I don't even know what that face is. I don't know what that expression is. I don't know who that guy is, but I do remember this time. It was at CRC, Reception Center. They basically, you know, tell you where you're going to go, what prison you're going to go to. And I remember this because I was in a holding cell when I first got there with like 7 guys. It's only probably about 8 feet by 8 feet, so it's a really small place already, about 7 of us in there. And I remember 2 of them. One was talking about how he had 5 years to do. One was talking about how he had 3 years to do. And they were so comfortable, you know, it was normal. They had already, one was saying he just got done with 3 years, now he has 5. I guess I just started to understand that there's a community everywhere, you know. I started to see my own values a bit while I was there. That was May 25th, 2015, when the judge actually, you know, got me done. It was the first time that I couldn't avoid my thoughts, my own awareness. So for a long time, I knew right from wrong. I knew what I was doing. But I had so many things that I could use to numb the reality. And this is the first time I had to sit there and really deal with my reality. First time I really sat back and reminisced on my community, which at the time was mainly my family. You know, I reminisced on all of the things that got me there. And I realized that that identity that I believed was me, maybe it's not who I wanted to be. I looked at the things that I wanted in this life and the things I was doing, and it didn't quite add up, you know? So, I guess for about 15 months, I tried to grow, understand as much as I could. And August 24, 2016, I was released. I do remember it was just an amazing feeling, you know, walking out of those gates. Like I could do anything I want to right now. I probably won't, but I could do anything in the world, you know. One of the best feelings, most liberating feelings in the world. And I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. I had no idea, but I knew what I didn't want to do, you know. And I think that's a defining moment, you know. I figured out which way I wasn't going to go, and that really helped me put it all together. I have a note in there that says Braylon T. Braylon is, now she's 11. I guess she was 8 years old back when she wrote me this in 2016. But one of those things that kind of helped me determine what I wasn't going to do, my 8-year-old cousin wrote me saying, "Hey, how you doing, D? I just graduated 2nd grade, going into the 3rd, about to finish 3rd, go to the 4th. You know, I'm gonna finish 3rd, go to the 4th. I love it. You know, it's just one of those moments that kind of really helped me know what I wasn't going to do. Once again. But since I knew what I wasn't going to do, I had to evaluate the situation I had gotten myself into over the years. I had kind of distanced myself from everything, my family, really, but everything that really mattered to me. I was very distant. This picture here was in 2005, me and my mom when we first moved to Columbus. This picture here is 2012. This is around when I started driving. Yeah. Million pictures between these two of me and my mom, whether it be her supporting me in football games or us supporting my other siblings at football games or any sports, I guess. or just doing regular things, going to the movies, going to the zoo. There's a million pictures of me and my mom between those two. Between this picture in 2012 and this one in 2017, there's not a picture of me and my mom. And that speaks volumes, you know. I knew I would have to change that. The values that I held as a child were becoming way less apparent. Some of the codes that I was taught, you know, honor, loyalty, honesty. I wasn't being any of those things, you know, and I had to really consider that. How am I going to step into the world if I'm coming back out? Your energy will be reciprocated. So I had to think about all the ways that I've hurt all these people around me, you know, and understand their point of view, but also try and figure out how I can make this work, because they're still, you know, my mother, my father, my cousin. And so I didn't want to burn the bridges. I wanted to you know, mend them, I guess, figure out what I could do. And I remember reaching a point where I couldn't even look my mom in her face. That's probably why I didn't see her for 5 years, because it was hard. I did a lot. Destroyed her, you know. So, my questions are, do you ever limit your own capabilities by defining yourself? I know one of the ways that I did that was defining myself as 717-189. Not at all who I am, you know. Do you define yourself correctly internally? You know, how do you look at yourself? It's going to be a big piece of how the world looks at you. From that definition, how do you outwardly project that identity? So, you know, if you project yourself to be a leader, you'll be at CLCL, you know. And are you the one identifying you? Like I said, the state of Ohio gave me that number. I didn't have to take that on as some persona, you know what I mean? Yeah. This is a term that I guess I was battling with at that time. I just now learned it in psychology. A sense of agency. It's the pre-reflective awareness that it's you executing your bodily movements. Basically, it is acknowledgement of your own capabilities. You say, what can I do? What can I really do? And when I saw my mother in 2017, she was kind of asking me, I was doing all right. I'd been home for almost a year, and she was just kind of asking, you know, what's next? I thought I was doing great. I'm working. I got my car now. I'm getting things in order. But she was kind of, I guess she was ahead of me a bit. She was jumping the gun, really wondering what was I going to do next? You know, what's the next step? And I started to realize maybe I'm capable of a little bit more than what I'm doing. And that understanding is really big too. Almost hand in hand with identity, but it's a reflection of this. That's the internal part. It's agency. What can I do? And when I found that agency, it led me to my third thing, leadership. It's the art of motivating a group of people to act towards a common goal. And I didn't know. I'm still working on leadership, you know, I'm not the greatest, but and I didn't know who I wanted to motivate, what exactly we were going to do, you know. I just knew. People get going when they hear me talk about my experiences, you know, and how can I use that to get me? These are some of the slides I like a lot more than the first one. This was 2018. I went to see my sister, Sydney. She graduated and got her degree in engineering. Yeah, I can give it up for her. Really cool experience. It actually made me that's what made me think about school as a possibility, but it was a really cool thing to see my sister had achieved something, and she got it done. I saw my family come together in celebration of that. We were out in Virginia, she lived there at the time. So it was just really cool. It was a really cool experience. Shortly after that, in July, it was the 4th actually. I went to see my family in Canton. It had been a year or so since I'd seen them. I went, I had some of those hard conversations, you know, but it needed to happen. I needed to see my cousins, my uncles, my dad. I needed them to hold me accountable for being missing and showing up. Showing up, I guess. Not exactly right, but showing up. This here was this May, I would say. My baby cousin Alana graduated the 1st grade. And she's so cute. And I just showed up for that too. Got to see her do that. It was a really cool thing. Got to buy her some lunch after. Just a great day. We went to see my grandpa. Right after that, one thing I remember him saying from this day was, I appreciate you coming. Every time I go to camp, I stop and see my grandpa. But Bria, Lana, Ace and Arcel, they live right down the street, and he said he never met Ace and Arcel. So he was like, thank you. I really appreciate you stopping by, because I might not have met them without you coming. So, lastly, I guess, going to a birthday party for my baby cousin Jaden. He was turning a year old. It's this little fella here. Once again, just kind of showing me I'm here. Some things for all of you. You are a leader, whether you want to accept that or not. Someone is looking up to you, watching the things you're doing. So be conscious of that. Are you walking the walk, knowing that you're a leader? Who are you motivating? And what are you motivating them to? I know for me, I want to motivate my family. And I really like to motivate them towards, I love investments and assets, and all that stuff. Talk ownership, all that good stuff. That's what we're working towards right now. What are you motivating your people? Do you believe or do you value your community? Really important, whether or not you I could say when I was younger, like I said, as I drifted from my people, I didn't really value everything they brought. And do you value your role in that community? Very important as well. All I can do is play my one piece. 10 of us out there in the middle helping me out here even do that, so, But do you value the role that you play in the people around you? And the small decisions have really huge impacts. Last year, I was working at a diner called Ritzy's in Clintonville, and I hadn't been to school yet. This is before all of this, but I was studying real estate on YouTube, and eventually I walked across the street to a brokerage, Vision Realty, and asked, what can I do? I'd like to learn about investing. What can I do? And I now work at that brokerage that I went to. Small decisions have really big impacts. What's the difference? Because a lot of the things that I'm saying are the same. It's all about family, community, identity, leadership. Without these things, I was a thief. I was a liar. I was an addict. I was selfish. With these things, I'm a leader. I'm responsive. I'm whole. One of my favorite rappers, Kevin Gates, says he doesn't need pacifiers. That's why he stopped doing drugs. On your tables, there are really small pacifiers. Really small ones. And my challenge to you is to leave something here today when you take that pacifier. Don't know what it is. It's not my place, honestly. But leave something here. And I am not alone. I'm a very small piece of something much bigger, whether that be my family or student engagement or Columbus State. I'm a piece of something.